Mr. Hart, I am unalterably opposed to University Law Assistance Program.
I knew I was right to ask for students.
We're going to do some good. I know it, Hart.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because the truth is you're just like all the others. You've made up your middle-class mind. Eric Ryerson's an activist, therefore he's guilty. Well, get off the case, Hart, and I'll defend him myself.
Give me glasses. No. Sanchez, you're lying.
The study of law is something new and unfamiliar to most of you, unlike any other schooling that you have ever known before.
First years are hard years, much more than we know. With good friends to love us, we'll feel every blow. Stay open to all things, unknown and new. And one day, we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through. Hey, look, we've come through. And one day, we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through the first years.
You teach yourselves the law, but I train your minds. You come in here with a skull full of mush, and if you survive, you leave thinking like a lawyer.
Tomorrow we'll get into more detail about the rules of evidence, how it reaches you, whether it comes from friends of the defendant, or you develop it on your own, or it's developed by the police. Okay, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. I would like those who signed up for the prison assistance program to stay for a few minutes, please. And come down here. Okay, gather around. Tomorrow, this group goes to Chester Prison by bus. Because it's 40 miles away, you have to allow yourself at least half a day, sometimes even a full day, each time you visit your, quote, client, unquote. I use that word with reservations because, and again, I cannot stress too strongly the fact that you have no legal status. Technically, you're assisting an attorney, in this case, a Mr. Clement Corcoran, who, like you, is a volunteer, but unlike you, is a seasoned attorney. You'll be assigned to prisoners who have the right to approve of you or reject you, and you will represent them before prisoner disciplinary boards or parole boards, not in court. Okay. Don't get too ambitious. And don't be smug. These prisoners don't need any favors. All you're doing is you're helping them to secure their own constitutional rights, and they know that. Oh, we have to meet here again tomorrow morning at 8:30 for pictures and fingerprints for the ID cards. You have a question.
Yes, I've been wanting to ask you this for weeks, but I was too embarrassed. Is this going to be dangerous?
There's always danger in prison. Look, the best thing I can tell you is that we have helped a lot of lost souls in this program, and we haven't had anything untoward happen in 40 years.
Do we know who we're going to represent?
I have a list of those who want to look you over and might be interested. George Demarest, convicted of rape. J.X. Hayes, armed robbery. Tulio Romano, arson and murder. Luis Sanchez, auto theft. Eric Ryerson, assault with a deadly weapon.
Eric Ryerson? The political activist?
That's the one.
I thought he was being represented by an ACLU attorney.
He fired him last week. Any other questions?
It's really a great class. I find it very inspiring. It makes it really tough, though, to schedule in all my homework.
Yeah.
And there's a prison thing which is really exciting. I'll give you that number right now.
Give it to me, because I really do need it. Hart? Look, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Oh, Hart, you've got to get into this.
What are you talking about?
Eric Ryerson is in Chester Prison. I got Rolf to assign me to him. Well, don't you read the underground papers?
I've been so busy I haven't had time to read the overground paper.
Now, you know who he is.
But I don't have time to get involved in that prison program.
Oh, Hart, please. Eric Ryerson is really important. And I think we could work together on this, as a team. We have twice as much of a chance this way. Hart, I think he was framed. I think he's been locked away for political reasons. It's repression. I just want an opportunity to make the law work for him, not against him.
How can I?
But isn't it what you need? You're from the Midwest. You said you'd never met a political activist before, and he's from the city. He stands for commitment, and he's really on the barricades.
Are you trying to tell me you're doing this for me?
No, I'm doing it for me. And I need help. And I might even need a witness if the authorities try to misuse me. I'm political too, Hart. Suppose I get into trouble.
Either you're a genuine nut, or someday you're going to be one of the most persuasive attorneys in the country.
A meeting of the minds. Without it, we say there can be no contract. But is that so? Is that what we really believe today about this most crucial legal phrase? Mr. Klein, Mr. Hart, Mr. Peterson, Mr. Coriel, Mr. Brightwood, Miss Logan, Miss Mallison. Is this an insurrection? Is this the beginning of an organized resistance to this class? Would one of you be good enough to give me an explanation?
Sir, we were delayed because of another class.
I see. Criminal law.
Yes, sir.
The University Law Assistance Program.
Yes, sir.
You may sit down. Mr. Hart, I am unalterably opposed to the University Law Assistance Program.
But, sir...
I am speaking to Mr. Hart.
Sir, there are other classes besides contract law.
University Law Assistance Program is voluntary, Mr. Hart, and an indulgence and an invitation to catastrophe. I am opposed to clinical activity on the part of first-year students, first, on the grounds of incompetence, and second, because it takes your time away from essential studies, including contract law.
But, sir, it seems to me that we have to...
Will you cease to babble, Miss Logan? There are still some members of this class who wish to learn and whom I desire to teach.
All right, stay together. And remember, when we get inside, it's up to the prisoners.
All right, follow me.
Mr. Corcoran, what if the prisoner, the client, won't accept me as his counsel?
Someone else might, or you have to go home. You're a first-year law student. You must be used to rejection. Come in, please. Okay, bring him in. Sit down, make yourselves comfortable.
Romano Tullio, 52914.
Mr. Romano, this is, Adele Mallison. She's volunteered to act for you.
Hello, Mr. Romano.
Hey, kid, how old are you? 21, 22? You know, I got a granddaughter 50 miles from here, same age. I used to change her diapers. Wouldn't even let her visit me in here. I'm sorry, kid. I stand up in front of the parole board with you, I couldn't keep a straight face. Let's go.
Mr. Corcoran.
That's his privilege, Mallison. I'll put you back on the list.
Hey, Tullio, get yourself a hot lawyer.
Are you kidding?
You'll find a room to work in down the hall. Good luck.
Louis Sanchez, the last one today.
Mr. Sanchez, I'm Raleigh Peterson.
What about Eric Ryerson?
Ryerson, he's in solitary.
Can I wait outside in reception, please?
But he's our client. You can't bar a man from speaking with his attorney.
You're not an attorney, ma'am. The rules say no visitors in solitary. Sorry, Mr. Corcoran.
He's right, you know.
But doesn't Ryerson have a disciplinary board hearing in a few days? Maybe he wants to talk with us.
We're here on sufferance, Miss Logan. The prison administration makes the rules. They have that right.
And I have the right to protest, which I'm doing. I'm making a verbal protest now.
Mr. Corcoran?
Miss Logan, the prison has regulations. We don't just barge in and...
Mr. Corcoran, is there any reason why we can't speak to the warden?
111.
111, please. Oh, Warden Martin, sir, this is James Hart from the ULAP program. I have a client that I'm unable to see because he's in solitary. But it's not as if this man can see his attorney anytime he wants. We're law students. We can only come at certain times. If he's unavailable to us at those times, then he's being deprived of his constitutional rights. Thank you, sir.
What did he say?
He said he'd see what he could do.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I want to do what I can to get you out of here now. How long have you been here? How'd you get that on your arm? Don't you understand? I'm your lawyer. Mr. Corcoran, this man won't answer me.
Probably because he doesn't understand English. Right, Sanchez? No English.
See? No English? Well, how can I work on his case?
Maybe I can translate. Estamos aquí para ayudarle, señor Sánchez. Si podemos servirle, quizás nos pueda explicar su caso. ¿Es disciplinario o libertad bajo palabra?
No tengo nada que decirles. Me gustaría regresar a mi celda.
What's he say, Hart?
He doesn't want to talk to us. Pero usted entiende que estamos aquí como abogados para ayudarle.
No quiero abogados, quiero que me dejen en paz.
Está bien. He wants to go back, that's all. Doesn't want representation.
That's Spanish. That can be useful.
Yeah, it gives me an edge. I can get rejected in 2 languages.
Is Ryerson in solitary confinement for something we should know about?
There was a stabbing, Sanchez, the one with the bandage.
And they think Ryerson did it?
They don't admit to that. They say that he's uncooperative.
Uncooperative? What exactly does that mean?
Anything from bad breath to complete psychosis.
He's being repressed because he's political dynamite, right?
Yes, sir. Ryerson's being allowed out to confer with his attorney.
Attorneys.
Watch the terminology. You're only assisting.
Here's Ryerson.
Hi, I'm Eric Ryerson.
Elizabeth Logan. Hello.
James Hart.
Yeah, please excuse the way I look. They just pulled me out of the hole. I didn't want to take the time to shave. I think I made a mistake. Maybe I should have.
Well, if it really means that much to you, we'll wait.
Didn't I tell you? They scheduled my hearing in 2 hours.
What do you mean?
Yeah, don't react like that. Things get pretty rough in a place like this. It's not just solitary confinement. Sometimes they throw in a little cleverly worked out torture. It's all part of the plot. They got me in here on a trumped up charge, and here we go again. And it's going to be that way as long as someone stands up for individual rights. sorry, but that's the way it goes.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to go that way at all.
Instead of that, what about this? What about the possibility of making an administrative appeal to the Bureau of Prisons directly, perhaps under Title I?
Mr. Ryerson, where did you study law?
In here. 4 years. I figured either I use the time or I waste it. Now, that's one reason the administration doesn't like me very much. I keep changing on them, and change means irritation. It's no secret I organized some of the prisoners. You made more demands. Better books, classes, improved the inmate newspaper.
And you're a troublemaker.
Well, agitator might be a better word, but I've gotten publicity, and that's what upsets them.
You know, you were right.
How so?
Well, it's like everything is swirling around you, and you somehow manage to remain calm.
He's committed.
Which one of you is Logan?
I am.
Well, I'm Captain Olson. Now, what the hell is this? First, somebody named Hart calls up and demands to meet Ryerson. Now you ask for a postponement of his hearing.
That's right, Captain. You're violating his civil rights.
Who are you, Hart?
Yes, sir. Captain, we know we're just law students. We may be out of our depth, and we don't want to cause any trouble. But how can we work on a case in less than 2 hours?
That's your headache.
That's true, Captain. But we don't want to sound like idiots trying to explain to the law faculty how we failed right at the beginning of this case. It's not fair, Captain. You've got to admit that.
All right. 2 days. I'll reschedule the hearing for Thursday.
Thank you.
Won't make much difference anyhow.
I knew I was right to ask for students.
Okay, we've got 2 days now. We've got to use them.
Just tell me what I have to do.
Us tell you?
Absolutely, you're in charge. But first, thank you. Thank you both.
We're going to do some good. I know it, Hart. I know it.
I know what Professor Kingsfield has said. I've heard it time and time again. I even heard it from 6 other students. I'm sorry.
He's really pressuring us, sir.
I know that, and each year I try to do something about it. I want to get into something really very important here before we get finished today. The prime obligation of the criminal attorney to his client. Hart.
Isn't it to get to the truth, sir?
Logan.
To be an advocate. To fight for the client.
Then what happens to the truth?
It comes out in the conflict between the prosecution and the defense.
What if it doesn't?
Well, as an attorney, I have to act for the client, not the abstraction.
But what if your client's guilty and you have the evidence? Then do you suppress it?
Yes, you have to.
Suppose you're the DA now and the police have set up some phony evidence.
That's different. Then I would expose the whole thing.
Why is that different?
It's different. There's a difference between a prosecutor and a defense attorney. One has the duty to reveal, the other not to reveal. Of course, if it's a question of troubled conscience, the defense attorney has the right to withdraw.
Okay, I'm going to check on the other students, see how they're coming along. Call communications if you need me. They'll know where I am.
See? Harkins versus Tennessee. I think it's applicable.
You're right. I think it could be. You ought to go to law school. Oh, okay, it was dumb.
No, it was nice. I'm flattered. We've got a good thing going here. I know you're not supposed to get in over your heads, but I'd like to try a few things at that hearing.
Eric will do whatever you want.
We can't commit to anything like that.
Hart, he's talking about making an issue out of what already happened. Now, why can't we set it up so that all arbitrary punishment has to be approved first?
Terrific. I wouldn't want to hurt this program.
Hurt it? Hart, this is a fundamental human rights issue.
I'd better ask Corcoran.
He wants to talk to Corcoran privately. It's okay. He'll give me a chance to talk to you privately.
Watch her.
Hart, that's insulting.
He cares about you. He's right. You're not afraid of being alone with a man who's been convicted of assault?
No. You're not that man anymore.
That's right. That fight in the yard when Sanchez got stabbed, now, well, that happened during a political discussion about prison conditions.
Why would a prisoner get stabbed over that?
I don't know.
You're so yard smart and you don't know? Eric, are you trying to protect someone?
Yes.
Okay. I won't ask you that.
You're going to make one fabulous civil rights attorney someday.
Thanks, but I'm not so sure that's what I want to be.
And what do you want to be?
Do we have to? You have your secrets, I have mine.
Come on, come on. Where'd you get your convictions?
I had a father who was a theorist. He studied political ideas. I think he saw something in each of them.
That would make any child an anarchist.
You're very intuitive. What about Sanchez?
Sanchez is too scared to tell the truth, but I think there's a way to get to him.
What's that?
Hart.
Riker owned a racehorse. He agreed to sell it to his neighbor, Wilson, for a reasonable sum. Wilson accepted. And when Riker was out of town, took possession of the horse. Riker returned, said he'd only been joking, and demanded the horse back. Wilson refused, and they went to court.
The finding of the court, Miss
Logan.
Miss Logan, if you persist in being late, the least you could do is have the courtesy not to disturb the rest of the class. And take your seat in the back.
I would prefer not to sit in the back, sir.
Miss Logan, I am trying to keep some semblance of order in this classroom. As I recall, I informed you earlier on that if your activities outside this class proved disruptive, they would not be tolerated.
Professor Kingsfield, you're referring to the Prisoner Assistance Program, and I'm proud of my legal work there. You keep us involved with theories.
Theories, Miss Logan, of which you are still woefully ignorant. Theories which, though you so blithely dismiss them, have evolved from generations of human interactions. To attempt to apply them without experience can be both murderous and suicidal. Without the knowledge of what is right, you are unable to deal with what is wrong. So, please take your seat in the rear, since I strongly suspect that I shall not be calling upon you in the near future.
Hello.
Ryerson, on your feet. Hold out your arms.
You're just trying to humiliate me in front of her.
Take it easy, Ryerson. We've done it 1,000,000 times before. All right, miss.
I came as quickly as I could.
Everybody else is at work. They said we'd have to meet in here until they get the conference room redone. Somebody tried to break out of there.
You think he's going to be dangerous with his own attorney?
We can't take any chances, ma'am.
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to. I was told I have the right to complete confidentiality since I'm acting as his attorney.
Okay.
Sanchez will talk to Hart. He'll clear me. He won't say who stabbed him, but he will say I didn't.
Well, that's wonderful news.
There is more. It's not easy to say.
Well, what is it?
How I'm starting to feel.
Eric, please,
Look, Liz. My future is in your hands. I mean, is it wrong to begin to feel something?
No, it's not wrong. Inconvenient.
Liz, you're more than someone I just trust. I admire you.
You admire me?
And then there's that other little thing. You really are quite beautiful.
It just seems like more than what it is because it's impossible.
Is it?
Liz, how can you be so sure?
It just reads like a frame-up. They want him against the wall.
Are you getting emotionally involved with him?
I care about what happens to him.
It's not exactly what I mean.
We're good friends, Hart. I just think my emotional attitudes are my own business.
Well, I just don't want anything to go wrong. I don't want to make any mistakes. It hurts everyone involved.
Hey, strangers, what's going on?
Hey, how about
How you
filling us
doing?
in on what's been going on? We miss you guys. Don't you take time off to get bogged down with studying anymore, huh?
Mr. Corcoran's looking for you. He asked me to give you this.
Thanks. Sanchez wants to talk to me.
Oh, that's fabulous.
When's the bus?
Right now.
Well, come on, let's go. Bye, see you later.
Take care.
Who's Sanchez?
He's this guy in the prison.
Boy, I wish I was on that case. Sounds like almost more fun than property.
¿El brazo? ¿Te duele? No, no me duele. Pero híjole, cómo me da comezón. Vamos a agarrar al marrano que te hizo esto, ¿oíste? No estés hablando tonterías, que no estamos en la calle. Lo podemos agarrar si decimos la verdad.
Mr. Sanchez? Hi, I'm James Hart with the Law Assistance Program.
I speak small English. Raul Sanchez, his brother.
Hi. I'm acting for Eric Ryerson in a hearing on who stabbed your brother.
Yes?
Well, I was told I could get more details on what happened. Señor Sanchez, ¿me puede decir quién fue?
No sé quién me navajeó, pero no fue Ryerson.
Why didn't you say so before?
Because he only trusts me. Now you.
And you were right. Hart says Sanchez will testify you didn't stab him.
I thought if Hart talked to him in Spanish, it would work.
You're going to look very good at the hearing. You accepted solitary without causing any trouble. You've been a model prisoner.
Trying to fight the system effectively is hard work.
Even for you.
Even for me. But less so now. Turn around, let me see that outfit.
Are you kidding?
No.
All right. Nobody would believe this.
Back's just as pretty as the front.
Well, thanks.
Maybe it's you.
I've got to prepare my arguments. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll bake a cake.
And if you do, you'll eat it. Okay. Now, we've proven that Ryerson didn't stab Sanchez. Okay. Gentlemen of the board, we demand... No, it's too strong. We hope that you will strike Mr. Ryerson's solitary confinement from his record and deduct double those days from his sentence.
It's impressive. But it's weighted.
Weighted? Well, isn't it supposed to be?
Not if it's weighted more with feeling than with logic. Sanchez said Ryerson didn't do it. But he didn't say who did. That worries me. Got to have an explanation for that.
But if we don't have an explanation, we have to go in there anyway.
I'd rather postpone.
Hard. That man's walking the plank. We've got to stop this before they put him back in solitary.
Hey, listen, can you work the dinner hour Sunday?
If you really need me to.
I really need you. Why would I ask you if I didn't need you? Because I made the mistake of saying I was a little strapped.
You're right. I thought you could use the extra bucks.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm too far behind in my classwork. I suppose they're keeping your hands full to Hooskow, too, huh?
You said it.
Hey, what case you working on? Well, that's supposed to stay confidential.
Big deal, huh?
I've been looking everywhere for Logan. Is she here?
She's right over there, sir. What's the trouble?
Logan?
What's this?
Contraband, which you smuggled out of the prison.
Huh? Smuggled out of the prison? What are you talking
That's the
about?
facts. The piece was written by Eric Ryerson in specific details about his case, about his solitary confinement, his ill treatment, his repression politically. And it had to be written within the last day or so. You're the only one who spent time alone with Ryerson and could have smuggled it out.
I didn't smuggle anything anywhere. You must be making this accusation because you're biased. You must be working for the prison administration.
Miss Logan, that's a very serious accusation.
I realize that. And if you try to force me off this case, I'll repeat it everywhere.
You're acting as an attorney for a client. I can't take you off the case. But I must warn you, you've been used. Believe that. Please. Both of you.
Sure.
Remember, the issue is not Eric Ryerson's political beliefs. The only issue is whether or not he was put into solitary unjustly.
Well, he's wrong. It is Eric Ryerson's political beliefs, and that's why they're out to get him. Oh. And he writes so beautifully.
It is really nice.
All proper human relationships flow with need, are nourished with respect, and backboned with politics. A mother giving initial milk to her baby gives it with love and respect, or irritation and resentment. These are political attitudes, positions, relevancies from the day we're born. We're the product of others, and they're just trying to destroy him.
Come on, take it easy, huh?
I'm all right.
How come you crying?
I don't know. I guess it's just such a hard fight.
Hey, not falling in love with this guy, are you?
No, of course not.
You sure?
No.
What if she is? Not such a bad thing. Hey, come on. You go ahead and feel anything you want to feel.
I'll walk you back to the dorm. You'd use some sleep.
Yeah. My own law school accusing me of smuggling. Can you believe that?
Oh, wait.
Well, what if I did smuggle it? Would that be so bad? I'm not tired. And what did I do that was so terrible? Get involved with someone incredible and let myself feel attracted to him? And what was it that he did that's so awful? Try to be someone or achieve something?
But that's not the issue. You're getting carried away. A minute ago, you were trying to justify smuggling. I know how you feel. But you told me you were here to learn the law so that you could work within the system.
I did say that. And at the time, I meant it.
But you don't mean it now?
I meant it, but when Rolf accused me of smuggling, he made me feel as though I should have done it.
Come on, get some sleep.
Thanks, Hart.
Mr. Hart?
Raul Sanchez, what are you doing here?
Listen, what I'm about to tell you is, like between lawyer and client, okay?
Confidential, all right.
Okay. My brother Luis, he's scared to talk.
But I was there. He didn't seem scared. Oh, the prison authorities won't do anything to him.
Not of them, of Ryerson. It's Ryerson who knifed him.
But why?
I don't know. That's why I'm telling you this. I mean, maybe you can find something out. There is no reason. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's a lie.
Why should he lie?
Don't you see? Sanchez is thinking for the prison. Eric Ryerson told us that Sanchez would clear him, and he started to. And now he's turned state's evidence. Now, what does that sound like to you?
Got to get politics out of this. What we're supposed to be dealing with is a solitary confinement issue.
We're taking the position our client wants us to take, and that is that he did not stab Sanchez.
But why did Sanchez's brother come 40 miles to say what he just said? Because Sanchez is afraid to open up.
Can't you see through that? The prison found out about the I don't know who stabbed him story and got to the brother. There's a payoff behind this. Can't you smell it?
No, I can't. Too much of a reach. I just don't buy it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, the truth is, you're just like all the others. You've made up your middle-class mind. Eric Reisner's an activist, therefore he's guilty. Well, get off the case, Hart, and I'll defend him myself.
What?
I'll handle it alone, Hart. Eric, you made a fool of me. You took advantage of a 100% commitment I made to you and used it without any regard for what I'm trying to do here. Right?
Wrong.
I don't believe you. The selfishness. I'm furious.
Liz, will you...
I want change too, Eric, but I'm willing to work for it within the law.
Listen to me.
All right. I'm going to tell you the truth, even though I don't have to. I could get away with lying very easily. You would never know, no matter what you suspect. Yes, I did smuggle that out. I put it in your briefcase. I had a friend of mine on the outside follow you. He tried to get it out of your briefcase on the bus, and he failed. And he tried later to get it out of your briefcase at the hot dog stand, and he failed again. And then later, he got it out of your room.
My room? You violated my privacy?
If I had asked you, you might have said no. Now, I have to work this way. I have to smuggle things out of here every chance I get.
Now, how do you contact this friend of yours on the outside?
Another prisoner. He tells a friend he can trust, and he phones my friend. In this case, with information about you. Please. Please don't be angry.
You've got me in a lot of trouble, Eric.
I thought about it a long time before I did it. It was calculated. I want you to know the truth.
All right. Did you or did you not stab Sanchez?
No, I didn't. I had no reason to.
Okay. I had to ask you. I didn't before, but you made me suspicious.
Did you get the list of inmates who'll testify for me?
Yeah.
Then we'll be fine. Okay. Believe me, Sanchez won't dare try that story on the stand.
What was that?
Prison routine is lubricated with deals. You push a little, pull a little, and we have some privacy. I'm sorry. That was stupid. Being in prison makes a man do stupid things.
First thing we have to do is to get you out of this mess. And that's our first priority.
Yeah, of course. What about Hart? Where is he?
I don't know. Don't worry about Hart. Where's that list of witnesses? Here, let's go over that. And I know this hearing is supposed to relate only to Mr. Ryerson's confinement in solitary, but I contend that it's more. It's an attempt to implicate him in a stabbing, which I will prove he had no part in, and his confinement in solitary was because he was considered an activist, a troublemaker.
Now, Miss Logan, we don't want a political speech.
Mr. Ryerson's political beliefs have been made a part of this hearing by the prison establishment. I have statements here labeling him troublemaker, radical.
Miss Logan, all we want you to do is bring out all the new facts bearing upon his solitary confinement.
Very well. I have 4 witnesses who are willing...
You're Mr. Hart?
Yes, sir. I apologize for being late. May I confer with Miss Logan a moment?
Quickly, please.
Hart, you're off this case. You're not supposed to be here.
Sanchez asked me to translate.
So do it.
Thank you, sir. As I told you, I am here only at Mr. Sanchez's request to translate, not as Mr. Ryerson's representative.
Mr. Sanchez?
I have this original statement here. What he said then was he couldn't identify the man who stabbed him. Now, was that translated to us properly?
Mr. Sanchez has asked me to say that his first statement was translated correctly, but he's changing it. Luis, who stabbed you? ¿Quién te hirió?
Ryerson.
That's a lie.
Sí, Ryerson. Él.
Hart, I'm being railroaded because I do things, because I bring the cons together.
Ryerson, sit down.
It was a political discussion. Somebody pulled a knife, that's all.
Ask him why Ryerson knifed him.
Is there a reason Ryerson stabbed you? ¿Conoce la razón por la cual te hirió?
Por los lentes del sol. Él quería los lentes del sol. El sol estaba en sus ojos.
Ryerson knifed him over a pair of sunglasses.
What?
Sunglasses! The sun was getting in his eyes.
Sí, sus ojos. El sol.
He's crazy. The man is crazy.
Él estaba enojado conmigo porque se me cayó una comida sobre él. Diles lo que te dije.
Ryerson was angry because Sanchez spilled some food on him. He insisted Sanchez owed him for that. He demanded the sunglasses. Sanchez didn't understand, and Ryerson knifed him.
No!
He also said Ryerson has half the prison population terrified.
Hart!
Él dijo que me iba a matar.
Said he was going to kill me.
Alguien tiene que hablar contra él.
Somebody has to speak against him.
Pero si lo cambian de esta prisión, entonces todos les dicen la verdad.
But if you were to remove Ryerson from this prison, everybody would tell you the truth.
Sanchez, you're lying.
It's truth. You know, give me glasses. No, está loco.
I should have gutted you.
Oh, Eric. Oh.
All right, order. Hold it. Hold it.
I have 4 witnesses who are ready to testify that I'm absolutely innocent. Sanchez is one of them. He'll tell you I'm innocent. Right, Sanchez? Hey, amigo. Yeah. I got a lot of friends here. Everybody trusts me, likes me. Isn't that right? Hmm? Here you go. Huh? Here you go. Huh? Yeah, I got lots of friends. I'm gonna get this place organized.
And now let us return to that much abused phrase, a meeting of the minds.
I didn't hear anything about a word.
Is such a meeting possible, Mr. Anderson? What are the prerequisites for a meeting of the minds?
Oh, first of all, a couple of minds. Secondly, agreement.
Wrong. Disagreement. Disagreement, Mr. Anderson. There is a meeting of the minds only across the gulf of need, the chasm of differences. Do you agree, Mr. Bell?
Oh, Mr. Anderson and I must have a perfect meeting of the minds. I never agree with anything he says.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bell. Now, I would like someone, preferably somebody with a very brilliant mind, to pursue this discussion. Anyone? Miss Logan. You are Miss Logan, are you not?
Yes, sir. I'm Miss Logan.
See, we have a partial meeting of the minds already. May I ask why you are sitting on the back bench today?
You banished me, Professor Kingsfield.
So I did.
But this seat is fine, and I'd prefer just to stay here.
I prefer you to sit in your usual place.
Yes, sir.